What's good in the web? I'm your man Q, back again with some more of that Geek News. And by now you guys have already heard, ladies and gentle geeks, that Sony and Disney are not really going through a divorce right now. They're kind of going through like Ross and Rachel. They kind of on a break right now. I just hope somebody gonna do nothing crazy, because I really want to see Spider-Man, this Tom Holland Spider-Man, that's a teenager, or at least acting as a teenager, grow up with the people who are going to be the X-Men, because they're going to be around for another 10 years. And same thing with the people who are going to be the Fantastic Four, because I have a feeling Xavier level 6 psychic that they're going to start Fantastic Four as some kind of college students or something in that realm. And I'm cool with that, because what we're looking at is longevity within the whole MCU with this whole phase 5 that's coming in, because phase 4 is usually, well, not usually, phase 4 is actually a lot to do with TV shows and the integration of that. I mean, you know what? And I see why, though. Spider-Man and the boys over there and Sony, they like, hey, hold up. You know what? Spider-Man is popular in Japan, and Sony is a Japanese-owned company. So, you know, that whole thing fits and everything when it comes to that. I get why they just finally hit their first billion. Like Spider-Man before, love him, hate him, or whatever the case, calling, Tobey Maguire the GOAT Spider-Man, the GOAT didn't make no billion. And the reason why that billion was made, don't get it twisted, it wasn't all Tom Holland's doing. It was the fact that it was an integration with Robert De Niro, and there's an integration with Evans. It was an integration with everybody who were big name actors, and well, Kevin Feige and all of the people who within the MCU, which incorporated everything that made, those collaborations seamless. And that's the reason why people who love Spider-Man automatically really were like, hey, I really love Spider-Man because he's included in this MCU. That's the problem what happened with Fantastic Four, with X-Men especially. They were MIA from the MCU's biggest moments, at least these biggest moments, well, Civil War and as far as the Infinity Wars. So they still got Onslaught series that can go down, and they can redo Apocalypse, not that trash ass Apocalypse that we seen a couple years ago. Let's not even talk about that crap. Kevin Feige in a recent interview even came out and said, well, we knew that this relationship wasn't always going to be for forever, which, you know what, that don't give me a lot of hope, because I, again, want to see Spider-Man team up with the X-Men. Episodes, one of the best things about it was when Spider-Man was included. It was like, a 2 to 3 episode thing. And whoo, to see your favorite heroes join up together is one hell of a ride. Hell, we just seen it on Infinity Wars, which, Endgame is the #1 movie of all time. Sorry, Cameron. Still no official things about this is going on. Sony, to save face, tweeted out a few days ago that, hey, things are still, in negotiation phase. They don't want that backlash. People will stop with Spider-Man as much if they take him off of the MCU. That's bad business for them, especially since they were talking about rumored that Kraven was going to be in the new Black Panther movie as one of like the sub villains and stuff like that. Like, that would be pretty cool, because that's T'Challa. Like, the dude's in comics, the richest dude, one of the most technologically sound people there is with all his stuff. Not to mean he got the hand-to-hand combat down. Like, the dude beat Batman, so process that. So Kraven to fight against him would be a godsend, and then again boost up Spider-Man, because Spider-Man alongside Batman probably has the best rogue gallery. Like, his villains, people who don't even read comics know who the hell they are. So thankfully things are still in limbo. You know, just because you're on the break does not mean that the relationship is final. You know, sometimes you just gotta compromise. You know what I'm saying? I'll, you know, wipe the toilet seat if you know you wipe the sink because you're spitting toothpaste all over it. Like, that's some grown folk stuff, but I'm just, you know, throwing it out there. That's what Disney and Sony, I have a feeling, are going to do. But if it doesn't happen that way, I'm gonna tell you what, don't be surprised if Tom Hardy decides that, hey, I fit better as Wolverine and I'm only 41 years old. I can play this movie and get that bucks and still be able to do other movies until I'm 51 years old. Look what it did for Hugh Jackman. Look what it did for, you know, RDJ. I mean, look what it did for Chris Evans. Like, seriously, it's not a bad thing to be in the lore of MCU. I mean, he'd do a lot better as being Wolverine than he would as Venom. Speaking of, I still need to watch Venom. And I mentioned it's only 5'9", which, you know, ain't no hate on my dude Hugh Jackman, but he was 6'2", and he did a good Wolverine. But I just was never fully sold. Like, Wolverine is not 6'2", y'all. He's 5'3". At least still get a man that's in his 5 from a person who's 5'9" on his best day. A regular height dude a chance. But anyway, if you did like this video, go ahead and do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, you want to stay up to date with all things, well, entertainment, all things games, anime, sprinkle with a little bit of that comedy, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, interweb, remember to eat, geek, sleep, repeat. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace. And if you're still thirsty, here's another video for you right here and right here. Water's wet.